no one knows him better than his sister, Kathy McMichael, who is kind enough to join us now on ESPN 1000. Kathy, thank you so much for joining us on what must be an incredibly emotional day at Steve's house this morning.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Yes, it is. It's probably, the best day of our life.
Tell us what happened this morning. Explain the gold jacket ceremony for Steve at his home.
Well, I had worked with Betsy Shepard, his publicist, to make sure that the players, because of the house, size and stuff like that, it was just the players and some of the Bears media came, and we told them, to be at the house by 8:30. Misty and the president of the Hall of Fame and a couple of other people from the Hall of Fame, and then Jim O'Covert, Richard Dent, and Mike Singletary flew in with Misty and, of course, his daughter Macy, and they got here 9:15ish, something like that, and they had the gold bust and the gold jacket. So they Misty presented him with the gold jacket first, and we put it on him, and they taped down with it, and then they brought the bust out, and then they unveiled the bust. And I will tell you this, and I told him this, we used to laugh. He always said he always got the short stick when it came to like playing or getting awards and things, because when he was the MVP of the Hula Bowl in college, they'd given everyone a car. And he got like this wooden bowl. He goes up to, like in a cotton bowl, they'd given him a diamond watch, and he got like, this plaque. Well, today, when they unveiled the bust, and of course y'all will see it later, it looks spot on. It's exactly him. And I told him, I said, this is the best one I've ever seen. It looks just like you. And if you know him, he gets this little look in his eyes, and he kind of looks to the left. And I won't say what he would say because you'd have to bleep me. But it's about right when he's about ready to come after you and get ready, he's coming. That's that look. So they got that spot on, and it was awesome. He got to see it. The guys were all here. I would say there was probably 15, 16 of the Bears here that were able to attend, and a bunch of like different, a bunch of like Dan Pompey was here, Larry Mayer was here. God, I can't even think. And Ron,
Luke and Ellis.
Let me see if I can remember all of the Bears that were here. Ron Rivera, Jim, of course, Tommy Thayer, Jim Morrissey, Bruce Heron, Emery Moorhead, Tyrone Keys, Jimbo Covert, Jim Osborne, Mike Singletary, Richard Dent, Mike Hartenstein.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm probably leaving a couple of them off because it was the house got Trace Armstrong. That's right, Trace Armstrong was here. It was incredible. It was incredible for him, and he was excited. And when we got up this morning, I got up at 4:00, of course. Because I wanted to make sure we had the house ready and him ready and make sure that he was okay. And he takes meds at 7:00, and so we didn't give him those, but so that he would be a little alert and and he was excited because of course I told him when I got here last week, I said, from now on you have to tell people to refer to you as Mr. Hall of Famer.
That's right.
From here on out.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, what were some of those players? What did some of the players say? What were they like? Some of those guys that were around him. What was their demeanor?
Oh, they were just ecstatic, and they were very thankful that they like they all said they would have rather been here with him than in Canton. And of course, they respect Canton, of course, but being in Canton without him there, it wouldn't have been the same. They wanted to be here. This is his special day. It's about him, and they wanted to be a part of it and let him know. That he deserves it, and we've been waiting for it for a long time, and just be here, just to be with him and support him and that, in this endeavor. They've all said for years that he should have been put in years ago, but it is what it is, and he's in today, and that's all that matters.
Can you imagine?
He's happy, and like I said, you got your gold jacket. You got your bust. Yours looks better than everybody else's. Not a boo-boo. So,
Could you imagine? Give me an idea, because we all know what he would be saying. That speech would have gone down in history.
Well, I said that all along. I said, if he was able to walk out on the stage, he would do a dance, a chicken dance, skip out there, do something, say something funny, that kind of thing. And, probably say a couple of things that have to bleep out, but that's because we're from Texas.
I guarantee you.
He would probably give one of the most amazing speeches ever.
Yes.
I can guarantee you what his opening line would have been, Kathy. It would have been, "What took so long?" That's what he would have said. What took so long? And that brings me to this question. Over the years, I'm sure it was there was a sarcasm to him. You know, other guys from that team were getting. And what was he like when the years went by and he wasn't getting that call? What was it like?
That, Steve has never, ever really, that has never been the topic on, or the first thing on his mind is, I didn't get the accolades I deserved. He was never that kind of person. It was all about, I'm in it for the game. I'm in it to win it. Mm-hmm. He's not, none of us, we were raised by our daddy. It was never about, you got second place. How wonderful. No, it was, you want to win. Mm-hmm. So it was never about his personal accolades. It was about the accolades of a team. He wanted his fellow teammates to get the notoriety and that kind of thing that they deserve. So it was never about that. Of course, he's wanted, and I've told him this, and if you've read his book, and he was 5. I'm the baby, so he's 6 years older than me. When he was 5 years old, and I wasn't born, but we were living in Houston, and they were building the Astrodome. He pointed to that and told my elder brother, I'm going to play there someday and I'm going to win a Super Bowl. So when that happened, it's like I tell him now, I said, I'm 60 years old. I've never met anybody in my life that as a 5-year-old had a dream and they did it and they lived it and they did, and they got it. And I said, so you did that. That's what's amazing. Now he earned it. He fought for it. He worked his ass off for it. So, he deserves it.
Kathy McMichael is joining us here on ESPN 1000. Kathy, how much of the image was, the hunting knife, the rattlesnake that he had as a pet, the long ponytail? How much of that was show Steve, and what was Steve really like at home?
None of that was show Steve.
That was him.
We grew up in Fruit, Texas, and they have an annual rattlesnake roundup, and we live 2 miles from town on a caliche dirt road, and we have dachshund, and our dachshund killed at least 1 or 2 rattlesnakes a day. So you had to carry a knife around me because he had to protect me and my sister because we were running around the yard, when we were little. As far as the ponytail goes, I'll tell you the story behind that. So the year that they won the Super Bowl, that Monday night football game when they played Miami and lost, he had cut his hair that Saturday morning during season. That's the whole reason, because we're very superstitious. That's why they lost to Miami, is because he cut his hair. He never cut his hair again till he retired. Even after he retired, he let it keep growing while he was wrestling because it was superstition. You lose if you cut your hair.
Oh my gosh, that is really amazing. Well, I'm sure your family must be just besides themselves. What was your dad like? Like we all know Steve. What was it like growing up with your dad? Was he tough? Was Steve just like your dad?
Well, I was 13 when he was killed. So, I was the baby, and so I was rotten. I was daddy's little girl. So to me, he's my idol. I got anything I wanted. He was very much in charge, very testosterone. He was the boss of everything, and kind of like Steve and me. And so, but very, very supportive of us. And, anything we did, he was there. I mean, I can remember when I was young, because Steve played, every sport that they would let him play, he played. And my parents were all about supporting us and being there. So we drove all over South Texas every day. He played football, basketball, two different baseball, of course, high school baseball and then summer league baseball. And my father actually coached that. And so just a little bit of his ego. The team's name was McMichael, and everybody wore McMichael's jersey. So that kind of tells you a little bit about
Kathy,
it.
I apologize. I did not know that your father was killed. That would have been when Steve was like 18 years old.
He was a freshman at the University of
Texas.
He was killed on October 30th, and the University of Texas was playing Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas. And it's the first game he started as a college athlete. And my parents were supposed to go. But my mother was a little bit sick, and so my daddy said, well, he's probably not going to start. And I can see them today, even though I was young, I'll say it was kind of like Archie Bunker. He was sitting in his recliner, and my mother was sitting in her rocking chair. They were listening to it on the transistor radio, and he started. And my daddy was driving around on his tractor trailer, mowing the yard, chewing on a cigar, pissed off because they didn't go to the game that day. And he was killed that night.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. That is unbelievable.
And that was very catalytic in Steve's journey as a football player because, him and my father, or our father, I won't say me, but our father was very close, and Daddy was very supportive of Steve. And, my daddy was from Louisiana, so he was a huge LSU fan. So they didn't really, recruit him that much out of high school. They thought they were a shoo-in. My daddy told my mother, he goes to Texas. I'm not. Well, the day he came with Texas, my daddy came home with orange ostrich boots. He had joined the Century Club at the University of Texas and 3 orange jackets. Mother said, yeah, I thought you weren't going to support it.
Well, Steve McMichael is in the Longhorn Hall. He is in the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame. He is in the College Football Hall of Fame. And now he is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Kathy McMichael, thank you so much for joining us to give us such a personal portrait of your wonderful brother.
Oh, he is. He's my hero. He is just, a lot of people, what they really don't know about him is he's very loving and very kind and very protective. And, he has saved my life more than once. He's been there for me my entire life, and I just love him more than anything.
Yeah, big teddy bear.
You're the best. Thank you so much for sharing this special day with us. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day, and go Mongo.
That's right. And hello, Chicago from Mongo, right?
That's right.
Yeah.